Tenille Stewart. Hello. Happy Veterans Day. Where my vets at? Everyone, let me know if you can see me. I am here either on or all of Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube's. So if you see me, holla if you hear me. We're here this beautiful Monday. Happy, blessed, beautiful Monday. Hello from YouTube's. Thank you, sir. YouTube. I love when you chime in. You make me so happy. And it's going to be an amazing day. I do want to say Happy Veterans Day and thank you so much. I had a graphic, but I don't know where it went. So just believe me, there was a graphic. And thank you so much for serving. You mean the world to the American citizens, and I'm not brave enough to do it. So thank you for being brave and doing what you do. Oh no. On Facebook, I got a notification. On Facebook, it says I'll only be able to see Facebook user. So if you would, please tell me who you are when you're talking to me. That'd be awesome. So if you don't know me, if it's your first time here, welcome to the madness. I am Tenille Stewart. I help women who've been diagnosed with lupus or chronic illness go from confused and discouraged to healed, hopeful, and in control of the medical narrative. And today, on this beautiful Monday, Veterans Day, National Singles Day. Hey, Mitch, what up? We are talking to an icon, okay? This woman is incredible. I've known her for a little while, but we've just gotten to know each other recently. Hey, Jermaine. What happened was we serve on a volunteer group in another company, and we got an opportunity to take her hula class. And I was like, hula class? Girl, I didn't even know you had hula class. And she broke down basically her journey to get to where she's teaching these classes. And she is phenomenal. She is so interesting, cool, vibrant. Her energy is amazing. I cannot wait for you guys to meet her. So I'm going to add to the stage right now, Moana Yee. Hi.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So for people who have never seen or met Moana, you might have, because we hang out and stuff. If you've never met her, what would you introduce yourself? What would you say to the audience? Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do?
That's such a loaded question. Just to start off with, who am I? First, I want to say thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this with you, because I think that your show is phenomenal. And I want to congratulate you because you are doing phenomenal things, helping other people with your story and all the things that you've overcome with your health challenges. And your smile never leaves your face. So I've been accused of having that permagrin too. And so meeting other people like yourself it's a pleasure to me. So I love being around you, and I love your energy. So thank you so much for having me. Let's see, like Tenille said, my name is Moana, and my last name is Yee. I am half Hawaiian, half Chinese. And so I grew up in California as a Polynesian dancer. I was just kind of thrown into that because of the culture. And I was around a very large Hawaiian community away from the islands. And so because I was raised in the culture there off the island, we did a lot together as a community to uphold the culture. And it was great to be around because it seemed like a party all the time. My mom is a musician, and so we performed a lot all over the place. My
She's
aunties
so
and uncles.
cute. I love her. And your aunt. Auntie Vi is the best. She's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, everyone, and they all give off really great energy. So being brought up around that, there is just a feeling and a vibe, which I attribute to something called Aloha spirit. And so moving to Texas, I brought that with me, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I did start dancing when I moved out here to Texas in 2008. However, it's really hot. And so
Ocean
what
breeze.
what I was able to do in California, I was not able to do here in Texas. It's very humid. I lost my breath so fast that I was like, am I just too old for this, or I just can't catch my breath?
Yeah.
So, and everything is outside. So you know how that is. It's overwhelming. And so I looked for a new career, and I moved into the beauty industry. And so I've been in the beauty industry for the last 16 years and working with women. And it taught me a lot about mirror work and self-reflection. So that's kind of how the two combination ended up for me. And now I've developed something called Hula Flow, which by the grace of God became my passion project. And I'm really excited to just continue on this project, and how it's just overwhelming to get the feedback and how it helps. So I appreciate sharing it with you. It was so much fun going through the process with you.
Yes. I love it so much. And like, it's so like interesting, amazing to like bear witness to the progress that you've made just since I've really known you. Cause like we knew each other like in passing, but I didn't really know the journey until recently. And like, it is incredible. Like I do my affirmations daily, nightly, and I post them on TikTok and that kind of stuff. However, I've been working with Moana this past week, and we did a whole new thing, because I usually don't do like affirmations about like my personal like body and that kind of thing. I just kind of blanket statement like, girl, you're beautiful. That's it. And then so we went deeper. Just the dancing and stuff is really, I don't know, it's just, it forces you to feel in your body. And it's more than I would think. I was thinking hula, wiggle your hips, do like this, like, but everything has a meaning, and everything has like, it's very intentional, and it's very much like meditative almost, or like it's transformational and meditative for sure. So recently you had a class at one of our national conferences. How did that go? How did that even come about? How did you even like get to do that? That's so cool.
It was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. It was a highlight for me for sure. So let's see, how did it even start? I've been doing the workshops as a introduction to Aloha Spirit and what Hula is about, and then also how it leads into wellness. Like you mentioned, there are a lot of different caveats to it, and when we perform it, it just looks like a dance. You're just floating around on the stage, or you're floating around and it looks graceful. But there's so much deeper in the meaning of what we're dancing and how we move the body, the things that we're expressing as well. And so I've been doing workshops around town, and a very dear friend who lives close by to me, Delicia Powell, she is actually a big part of the fitness community for the company. And so she asked me if I would participate and host a hula workshop at the event. So I didn't have a choice. She said, you're going to do it. I'm like, okay.
Yes, that's the spirit.
I'm down. So it was phenomenal. The weekend was phenomenal. The class, just the energy was great in there. The attendees that came, everybody was in it to understand what it was about. I saw a couple faces that have taken a class with me before, actually out on vacation on location. And so that's another experience in itself. And so, yeah, the turnout was amazing. The turnout was amazing. The feedback was great.
If you ever go to her Facebook, because my overlays aren't working right now, I had the video that you posted on your Facebook of that class, so sweet. And then your mom did a prayer at the end, and I was just like, my heart, like, so sweet. It is such an honor to hear about it too, because even we have somebody on Instagram who took your class or was in the dance with us at the other event. But to hear like people walking out of that class and talking about like, oh, men took that class, the most recent class, and they were struggling. Their legs were shaking and they had no idea what they were doing. That was like a little delicious, a little bit like, like they went in thinking it was going to be one thing. It was going to be super easy peasy. And then they were shaking at the end. So like how.
And they're trainers. They're personal trainers.
Oh, girl, that's so fun. That's so amazing. I love that. Yeah. I think that between you and I, everybody close your ears. Between you and I feel like dudes don't always train their legs. So then like when it's mostly a leg thing, they're like, struggling. Don't tell them I said that. Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, I love that. So when did you decide to make this like a business? Like how did you come to that consensus?
That's a great question. Let's see how it started was I've been in the beauty industry for 16 years. So I started a lash and brow business, and
lashes and brows are always on point. Look at her face.
Eyelashes and eyebrows.
Look at her.
Thank you. And I really, I just kind of went on this venture. I really was kind of against it. I had a partner at the time who really was about, starting this business because he believed that I was going to age at some point and that my hands and my eyes weren't going to be good enough. And I was like, that's nonsense.
What you mean?
My hands and my eyes will be great forever. Yeah, but actually, so when the world shut down in 2020, it was just a pause from the everyday, constant repetition of the things I was doing. Yeah. So when I got out of that, I guess, I started to stiffen up. So I started doing other things just to be creative. But when I returned back from it, it didn't feel the same. Something just did not feel the same. The fulfillment wasn't there. And so in the lash industry, when you lay down to get your eyelashes, it becomes more like a therapy session.
Yeah. All of the beauty industry. You go to your hairdresser to tell her everything.
Right, right. And so because I guess we're in that industry, that's how most people took it as. And so it was a lot of people just unloading all their stuff on me constantly, nonstop. And so I didn't understand until after 2020 that I was holding on to a lot of that. It just, I kept it with me. I took it home with me. It was, how something affects you and it's not really the person you're talking to anymore that's the problem. You just have all this stuck on you from someone else's conversation. And so it was days like that, nonstop, hour after hour, because I packed in clients all day long. And so it was nonstop hearing people's stories. And it was mostly things that they wanted to get off their chest and vent about, or they're sad about something, or it was very emotional. So I learned that part about how to release those things because I could feel like it was just heavy on me. It was like I was wearing this really heavy coat and it was just all of everyone else's problems. And so to be able to understand that, that's where I took a break. And then as I started to take a break, I realized that I needed to let go of a lot of things, and that included my partner and then eventually the business.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So, yeah, I hit a point where, yes, I had to let go of everything that wasn't serving me anymore. It seemed like I went through a transition in 2020. And so taking those next 2 years to really understand what happened. Why did I fall out of love with something that I could do 24 hours a day and it made me happy? But it made me happy in the sense that I was serving other people. I was serving other women. So the way that I like to call it is that I was adorning the windows to the soul.
Oh, I love that. I love that so
But
much.
as I realized was that I was also absorbing everything that they were giving back to me, and I wasn't doing anything with it. And so I hit a wall. And after I hit that wall, a lot of epiphanies started to happen. And I actually went back to dancing hula as my own therapy so that I could release a lot of things. And I was already meditating. So meditation is a good way to release things that don't serve us, to release things that don't belong to us, that we just hold on to based off of conversations or interactions that we have with other people.
Yeah.
And so hula was a way for me to move this out of me. And I found myself coming back to my roots of hula and dancing.
Yeah.
And so that's really how all of it kind of came together.
Wow. That is a story. And like, I always talk about the way that like motion creates emotion, and your emotions, you got to let them go somewhere and do something. Like, people get actual illnesses. Like, you will actually get sick. It'll affect your immune system if you do not get those bad emotions out of your body. So whatever that means to you. For me, I usually like take a walk, take a hot girl walk, nice and like easy peasy lemon squeezy. But there was a plant, chlorine, like pool, whatever plant that exploded close to my house. So I have not been able to do my morning walks as I'm used to, right? So waking up in the morning and hanging out with you and doing hula has been a godsend. It's like, I really get like my lymphatic system moving. I really like get to stop picking on myself because you yell at me so that I don't do that. And then like, it's been amazing. And it's very like transformational is the only thing I can really think of that gives it justice. Like, it's not just dance. It's definitely a full body, mind, spirit thing. It's a form of like a meditation to me. So I would advise anybody who can go find Moana and do her class. I'm going to leave all her information in the descriptions of everywhere that I can leave it. If you're watching from Instagram, find my Facebook, find my YouTube, and my YouTube is linked in there, I believe. So what would you tell somebody who wants to start dancing or hula or something like that? Like, what is something you want to leave the audience with to like really drive it home? You said something, and I want you to say it again. What was it? You said something about eyes of the soul, and then something else. Like, you used to adorn the eyes of the soul, and now what? Now you do something else.
So I used to adorn the windows to the soul, and now I adorn the soul.
Adorn the soul. You hear that, people? She's adorning souls.
I went through the window, and I adorn the soul now. Yeah.
I love that so much. Okay. So what would you tell the audience?
I'm sorry, what was the last question you asked me?
What would you tell? What do you want to leave the audience with? What is your big takeaway if somebody wants to start dancing or hula, or who needs this? Like, what is your big takeaway?
Well, the biggest thing is what I learned the most is actually how much we pick ourselves apart. And that's from working with women for so long. So there's two parts to it. I grew up in a atmosphere where I was on stage a lot, so constantly smiling and giving out good energy, right? But afterwards, I was fed by the audience their good energy because everybody had a story to share about their time in Hawaii. And I was younger at the time, so I didn't have a lot of experience of places. Like, I don't know the island like the back of my hand. I grew up in California. I grew up mostly in Orange County, and I have family. All of my family is in Hawaii except for my parents. And so anytime I could go, my dad worked for the airlines too. So anytime I could leave, I was gone to my grandma's house. But I was so much younger at the time. So listening to all these people's stories that they were constantly telling me, I don't know what they were talking about. I was just standing there smiling at them because I don't know what they wanted to tell me where they were. And, that little corner where there's a little hut and there was this and that. And then we went to this other place.
Yeah, like, okay, sure.
I'm just smiling and nodding my head. But it was just the energy that I was constantly fed. it was positive energy, constant positive energy. And then I transitioned into the beauty industry where I did an amazing service on them. They laid there, they got refreshed. And as soon as they would look and open their eyes and look in the mirror, it was, what can they find that's wrong first? What was wrong with their hair? What was wrong? What do they see in the mirror that they could pick apart before they even looked at the service that they just paid for? So that it blew my mind for so long. And then I started just understanding, like, that's just the nature of who we are as humans. Like, we don't give ourselves enough love in the mirror. We're constantly using mirrors to pick ourselves apart.
Right.
As opposed to finding the beauty in what we see in the mirror. So the connection kind of went from there. It was working in the mirror with women through the beauty industry and just understanding that. And so once it all came together, it literally came to me writing in my journal. The whole thing came out on paper. And after I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do next. Okay. And it also went along with, like I said, my own personal journey of dancing again and getting myself back into my own body. So if there's anything that I would say is, like, what this really helps with is people who struggle with self-connection and finding inner peace, because we battle a lot with ourselves. And so that's the biggest battle that I feel like we have to overcome as humans. To be able to give out kindness, like, has to start with yourself first. And Aloha Spirit to me, Aloha Spirit to me is just about kindness. It's a specific type of energy that just permeates kindness from within, with no judgments.
Yeah.
Am I there?
You disappeared. I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Y'all, if you did not hear what Moana just said, you have to give yourself kindness in order to give out kindness. You deserve kindness. And that means being kind to your face and your body and your spirit. Do not neglect yourself and tear yourself down every day. Every time you look in the mirror, every time you walk past the mirror, every time there's a reflection available, tell yourself something sweet.
Yes.
Something nice. And what the exercise that Moana had me go through recently that I put up is I drew myself on my mirror. It's still there. And every part of my body or my face, everything, I said exactly what came to mind first. 95.6% of those things were negative things. Okay. Like, or a negative memory I hold in that part of me. So I'm working on transitioning all of those negative things into positive things. And I never even would have gone there if it weren't for her and her class. So if you think that you could love yourself a little bit more, if you think you could appreciate the body that you're in, the spirit that you have, the smile on your face a little bit more, take Moana's class. Look into just follow her and see if you want to take. She does classes online, like some meditation, just breath work, some type. Like, explore her page and contact her, reach out, and you will not regret it. Let's read some comments before we leave because we're about to get out of here.
Sorry, I don't know how to get my screen back on, so I'm here though.
Okay. She just put the online classes are at Hula Flow on Instagram. I cannot see the Facebook comments. I see them, but I don't know who they're by. So hello, everyone that commented on Facebook. Thank you so much for your comments. Appreciate them. My streaming platform is having a little problem. I don't know why. Always destined for greatness. Sonia said, positivity is key. I am Mitch Ray said, yes, kindness to yourself. Terrific podcast today, ladies.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So valuable. Love that. Wow. Different, unique, and beautiful. It's very nice learning about hula. Congratulations and much success with Hula Flow. That's very sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome, Moana. Great to see you. Yeah, you got lots of nice comments. I'm reading the Instagram ones because once I close this, they'll be gone. Because I have to post it as a video. So I'm just letting you know that people are loving this episode, and it's very impactful. And I'm so glad that you were here. Okay, so we can't see her, but she's there. Okay.
I'm here.
She's there. I'm going to make an announcement now because this episode is over. I'm very grateful that you were here. I'm very grateful that we got to talk about this. And just your energy really does empower people around you, like women specifically, but everyone around you just feels lighter when you are in the room. And I appreciate you so, so much. And on that note, I want to say, surprise! I have another episode today. So today, last night, someone reached out that I really wanted on the podcast, and a couple specifically. So I'm going to post the info after we get off of here. Listen to me. This couple, it's National Singles Day today or yesterday. National Singles Day, okay? And I, being single as a dollar bill, really feel this holiday, and specifically the holidays are coming up, and people want to talk about, oh, when are you getting married? Oh, when do you have kids? Oh, where's your man? Where's your woman? Rude, and especially specifically for the chronically ill people in the house. I have had some traumatic things go down with partners in the past. Not my most recent one. My most recent one, he's an angel person, and I love him forever. They have been not so nice about my health situation, and said and done some pretty terrible things, and it is discouraging. So I want to introduce y'all today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to introduce y'all to a beautiful couple. I already had Terrell Sally Holloman on my show before. She is a lupus advocate. She has a book. She is a boss babe in the lupus community. She is coming back, and she is bringing her husband, and her husband's name is Jeff, and they are going to tell us their love story and give us hope, okay, people? Because okay, so where they're going to give us hope about getting into relationships, finding people who love you, because I'm going to say this over and over and over and over again. The best is yet to come. What you know now is not what you will always know. What the people who are meant to love you, there are many people who are meant to love you who you haven't even met yet, and they are waiting to cherish you, no matter what your circumstance is. So do not give up hope, and come back at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will talk about I'll interview this wonderful couple who's been married for so long, have a beautiful child together, and their children together. We're going to find out. But yes, come back at 4 p.m. Posting the flyer after I repost this recording. Thank you again, Moana. You are amazing. I'm so proud of you. I am so blessed to know you, and I'm so grateful that we've built this friendship. And everybody, come take her class. Come take her class right now. It's phenomenal. All right, guys. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.
Thank you.